Hey guys, it's Callie from Lashes and Rouge, and I am going to do a quick review today on some Physicians Formula products that I got yesterday. The first one is a nude palette. It looks like this. It does come with a little applicator brush. Well, that's more like a foam thingamabob. So it came with this. I also have a dual-ended mascara. It looks like this one side is kind of like they're calling it like a chrome color, but it looks more like a golden bronze. And the other side, of course, is your typical black. And I mean, look at that brush. That is a massive brush. So we'll see how this works. I'm excited to try these because I've never tried Physicians Formula before, and I'm very interested in trying more products with a, more of a natural ingredients to them and not so many different chemicals and things like that, and that's part of what appeals to me with Physicians Formula. It also came with two eyeliners. This one is like a bronzy, kind of a light gold. That's more of a bronze than gold. And then it came with a black, and I actually really like this because it looks a little pearlescent, so it's got some nice shine to it. Now I have on just some basic primer on my face and e.l.f. mattifying powder, which I picked up from Target the other day. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. It's a brand new product. I really like it a lot. It's very smooth, it goes on very easily. I used my rounded top brush like this with that. And then I just did some eyebrow powder with my favorite Pixi by Petra eyebrow palette. I always use this dark color, and sometimes I'll use this one and kind of highlight underneath. And I always use a slanted brush like this. And then I'll use a brush, a spoolie brush, to just slightly comb the powder through. Okay, so since I already have foundation and, well, I only have powder, but since I already have everything else done except for my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and just try out these eyeliners, mascara, and eyeshadow. And also, I'm not going to be using my regular brushes to apply the eyeshadow because I'm very curious to see how they work wet. Now, I read a review, I believe it was last week, by Online Beauty Finds, about how this, it wasn't this palette in particular, I don't think it was, a very similar palette. She mentioned how the pigmentation was really hard to build up. So I'm going to try it wet, and because of that, I'm going to use these and use one of my old eyeshadow brushes. Alright, so I'm going to get started. Okay, so I put on 3 different eyeshadows. As you can see, that one, and that one. I don't really like that there aren't any names. I haven't put on the mascara yet. Let's see. First impression is, well, it's hard to use, honestly. It's hard to get out. It's hard to apply. I do understand why they have this sort of an applicator. I prefer brushes, so using a foam applicator is not really something I'm very fond of. Yeah, it's really hard to get it pigmented. It's a lot better wet, so I definitely recommend using it wet if you have a Physicians Formula palette. I'm gonna try the mascara now. This is not as bold as my favorite Stila mascara, but it isn't bad. Okay, I'll do the other side now. I'm used to using a brush with mascara, not something that has, like you can see these spikes on it. And it's a little tiny bit painful, especially if you get the spikes up close to your eye. And one of the tricks that I've recently discovered is doing my bottom lashes. You tilt down like this, and you just do very, very light little sweeps right across them. It doesn't make them too overwhelming looking, but it still gives something there. Alright. There's the eyeshadow, the eyeliner, and the mascara. Mascara dries really quick, so it's a nice thing. Not too fond of the palette. They're really pretty colors, especially these pearlescent ones here. It's got like a really nice, this is a nice highlighter. This would be a nice like a base to begin with. That one's kind of a more bronzy brown. This pink is really nice. They're gorgeous colors. They're just not very well pigmented or easy to use. So on the palette, I would probably give it a, I don't know, maybe a 3 out of 5. Most of that is for the color. For the eyeshadow or the eyeliners, I like them. I like the black one especially. It's really smooth. It goes on really easily. I had done a swatch test on my hand yesterday with these, and they didn't budge. So I'll be very interested to see if these stay put for today. The bronzy one, I'm not really sure what I would do with that. I'll have to play around with it a little bit. I know that one of the things that they mentioned on the back of their box was how you layer different colors and layer mascara. In fact, I'm going to try this because one of the things it said was to layer this bronze or platinum or whatever color they refer to it as over the black. I don't know why, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Kind of softens them. So that's my review of Physicians Formula. I'm not terribly fond of it. The eyeliners, yes, I like those. Mascara, I like my other mascaras better. Eyeshadow, I think I'm going to agree with Online Beauty Finds. It is really hard to build it up. It's hard to use. Unless you had a really stiff bristled brush, it would be really hard to get out of the palette and onto your eye, especially because they're so close together. It would be, you need a very small and firm brush because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get that out. This brush of mine might work for it. I don't feel like trying it. I just cleaned the brushes yesterday, so they're nice and fresh. So that's pretty much it today. I tried a new Ouidad curling product today. Just ignore the frizz. It's always how my hair is after it dries. But I will do a little bit more, I'll do a review of that later. Anyway, have a great day, you guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the blog. Find me on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just look up Lashes and Rouge and you'll find us. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.